Alright, we have the Radial Air Engine disassembled here. It's a little different than the engine in the diagram in the plans. Plans are much more refined than they were when I built this one. So there's been a lot of adjustments that I made. But just wanted to give, essentially it works the same and it's assembled the same. There's just a few minor differences. This is the support. Base is just a piece of plywood. These were, Baltic birch plywood. One thing I did want to point out, because I made the mistake, I got rolling on making these things, the cylinders, and made them all the same. They need to be pairs of opposites, so these and these. So what I'll do is I'll do some quick assembly on this guy just to show how it's going to go. This goes in here mainly because it won't fit this way. That's why I have the slot in there. One of the minor differences between this and the final plan is the crankshaft. The hair, is a little different. I have the counterweights larger, but it's still a same size tube and stuff. Basically slide that in, push it through. It may be necessary to make some spacers to keep it centered, depending on, especially, got the cylinders here. The ones in the plan, the ones like I'm making for my new engine, they're a hair longer and bored out in the end. So they're a little lighter, even though they're a hair longer. Just because in the forward travel it was kind of opening up this further back valve hole to the end, so this will keep a better seal being a hair longer. I'm just going to put one side on for this video. That's enough to make the engine work. Move that in a little bit more. Adjust that more as needed. One thing to note, these holes here in the back, so you can get a screwdriver through to put on and remove the valve assembly or piston, or I guess it's either or. So I'll just stop that. I'll start putting these guys on. Here, try to make it so we can see. So let's screw that in, line it up. We'll put the bottom one on. That's not the right one. Screw through the hole first here. We go to the back here. Screwdriver. Of course, a magnetic screwdriver would not help in this case since I use brass screws. Line that up appropriate too. Okay, with the pistons, the larger hole goes to the single opening, so it'll go in like that. But first, we need to put on our centerpiece here. One branch of this is fixed, the rest are free moving. It just basically slides on here. And now we'll just put it on the bottom first. Maybe that'll make my life a little easier. Which one's fixed here? That one. We have our little tubes we put in. Hold it in place. Get started here. That's good enough for now. Alright, let's get the other one on. I'll put it this way. Alright. 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 The way the tubes hook up, if this one's on the outside, then the side goes on the inside, vice versa. Tighten this guy down a little bit, it's moving too much. The output here drives this one on the bottom, and the output here drives, the output there drives that one. Right. Hook this up here. I have it hooked up to a pump for inflating and deflating pool toys. Actually, I have it hooked up to a vacuum right now. In the design, it's engineered with a small dead zone between the two valves. I wanted to make sure that there wasn't kind of airflow linked between the two as it moved back and forth. In your design, you can make that hole a little bigger if you want to eliminate some of the dead zone at the risk of losing some air. With all 4 pistons hooked up, you typically don't have a dead zone. They should all be properly aligned so that wouldn't happen. Also, you may need to make a spacer on either side of your wheel when you feed it in there to keep it from sliding one way or the other and rubbing the side. I think we're clear right now, so there's that dead zone. I went back, I took it off, and I put, can't really see it on here, but there's a small spacer that keeps this from drifting back and forth that I have right there. It's basically a tube that the inner tube nests inside of. So basically I just made a spacer there, and there's actually a small spacer, I can't really see it, on this side too. That keeps this from sliding back and forth. So take another run at things with this. Okay, get it in the right spot. Oh, the pin's coming out here. I don't want that. So, you get the idea.